What's up YouTube? Got another video for you today, and in today's video we are going to be discussing why moderation is a good thing. But of course, let us go ahead and get us a good old Lucky Strike unfiltered cigarette out and light it up. But you know, basically guys, what inspired this video, again, I still plan on doing tobacco reviews and cigarette reviews for the foreseeable future. However, I just really need to slow down on the amount of cigarettes I'm smoking, because I was smoking about 7 to 8 cigs a day and then being Lucky Strike unfiltereds. So that's pretty hardcore. And I just have come to the conclusion that, you know what, maybe I should cut down to like 3 or 4 cigs a day. So this is only my second cigarette of the day. And I'm going to be uploading this video directly after I'm done filming it. So, but anyway, we can go ahead and get our Zippo. And I also have something interesting to show you more towards the end of the video. But yeah, so there's our Lucky Strike. Got a little Lucky Strike logo on there. Again, what can I say? It's a Lucky Strike. But anyway, so on to the topic of this video, why moderation is a good thing. And this goes, honestly, for anything, whether it's weed, whether it's alcohol, whether it's cigarettes, any sort of vice. Out there, why moderation is a good thing. Now, the main reasons why moderation, and this, at least for me, tends to go more for alcohol than cigarettes, but again, I'm going to start applying this to cigarettes as well. You definitely, like nowadays, again, like if you're chain smoking like a pack of these a day, I mean, granted, in my area, I can get these for dirt cheap, but still, if you're chain smoking these constantly, like I know another tobacco reviewer on here who did a review on Lucky Strikes, I think a year or two ago, mentioned that you could hear Walt Disney, because he smoked Lucky Strikes. You could hear him coughing coming around the corner because of how much of a heavy smoker he was. And that's the thing, you really don't, at least to me, I really don't want to get to that point where I'm waking up every morning wheezing, coughing, stuff like that, which I still have not had happen yet, guys. Still, I have not woken up. However, this morning, I did wake up and my chest was a little sore. I don't know what that was all about, but yesterday morning when I woke up, it wasn't like that. So. But as far as waking up and coughing or anything like that, still hasn't happened to me yet. But someone did tell me, actually a friend of my uncle's told me, you know, it's not going to hit you in your 20s. What's going to happen is by the time you hit your early 30s, you're going to start waking up, and then that's when, especially if you smoke a lot when you're younger, you'll start waking up and you're going to have a reduced lung capacity and stuff like that, which honestly, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, I probably already do have somewhat of a reduced lung capacity, just because I used to smoke almost a pack a day there for a couple months, though I don't know if that's enough. And again, it all has to do with genetics and your family and stuff like that, how fast it'll affect you. Because also with me being a type 1 diabetic, I have to make very damn sure that I do everything in moderation, especially alcohol, beer, whiskey, wine, champagne, I mean, you name it, everything in moderation. Like I'll drink enough to where I can feel it, but I don't go any further than that. Like I drink enough to where I can enjoy the buzz, and then when I smoke a Lucky Strike, it doubles the buzz without having to consume any more alcohol. So that's what I do. at this point in time, because again, everything in moderation is always best, because alcohol over time, you'll get cirrhosis of the liver, you'll wind up having all sorts of problems. Like, for example, my grandfather's father, and my grandfather's in the house right now, he smoked unfiltered Camels, like I've reviewed on this channel. That was his smoke of choice, and it's a good cigarette, but he smoked those all his life, and he drank moonshine and eventually switched to beer later on in life, but he passed away at age 65. And the autopsy report, when they came back, said his organs looked like they were in the condition of an 80-year-old or a 90-year-old. And I can guarantee you that's because of how much drinking he used to do in his younger age. So that's why moderation is very key when you are enjoying adult pleasures like cigarettes or alcohol. Because, I mean, guys, let's get honest here with each other. Like, you know, getting flat out wasted all the time, I mean, it's just, it gets to a point where it just doesn't get that enjoyable anymore. And even like Zippo Fanatic said, I'm sure eventually with drinking, you will, if you drink in excess, just wind up being depressed all the time. So that's why, again, I do moderation. And I apologize for those loud traffic noises. There's literally just 3 18-wheelers went past my house with empty chicken cages. We have a chicken processing plant just on the other side of town, and let me tell you, I was at the bank over there the other day because there's actually 2 banks that I use in this town, because they actually have 2 separate banks open within my county, and the smell is literally the most disgusting smell you will ever, well, I won't say the most disgusting smell ever, but it's up there. But yeah, that was not an enjoyable smell. But yeah. But that's just my opinion on, you know, again, guys, why moderation is a good thing. Because again, you will start having liver problems, you will potentially even start having kidney stones and other things like that. You know, stuff you don't want to have to deal with. Another thing smoking can cause to happen to you if you smoke in excess is your blood vessels will start shrinking as time goes on. So again, that's why moderation. Moderation, moderation, moderation. I can't say it enough. Because again, guys, I have experiences from in the past where I've smoked an entire pack of cigarettes in one night and drank the majority of a bottle of Smirnoff, and it was the cheap Smirnoff too, like the really shitty stuff. And yeah, it was not an enjoyable experience, and that was the time I went to the hospital. So I learned my lesson then. On why, especially me with my condition, why I must moderate. I mean, if I could, and if there, you know, and if I would not likely get cancer from chain smoking these, would I? If I could get them for this price, yes. But again, guys, due to my condition that I already have, and I've had since I was 6 years old, type 1 diabetes, I just can't. And that's another reason why I'm trying to cut back some. And again, I'm not completely quitting smoking yet. I plan to smoke for a few more years, but I do plan to quit within the next 5 to 10 years. But anyway, the thing I wanted to show you guys is actually something. When we first moved here to this house, we discovered in our basement downstairs, and that is this 8-track player that apparently, I'm guessing whoever like originally built this house, this probably came out of their car and when it stopped working, and they just left it in the basement, and it's just been sitting there ever since, because there was about, I kid you not, almost 2 inches of dust built up all over this thing. I spent a hell of a lot of time cleaning this and making it look nicer, but I think I'm going to put this in my Chrysler Imperial once I get my Chrysler here. And I think it would look quite nice, because again, my Chrysler is a 1969 Chrysler Imperial. Well, really it's just an Imperial, because still in 1969 they were still called only Imperial, because they wanted to compete with Cadillac and Lincoln at that time. Mopar did, having big luxury cars, sedans and stuff like that. But some of the 1969 Imperials, unfortunately, the one that I purchased does not have the 8-track player built into the dash. So that's why I'm just going to mount this underneath the dash. So I think that'll look really cool. And I do plan to eventually restore this thing. I don't really know how, so it'll be a learning curve for me. But it's definitely something worth keeping, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, that thing literally looks like it's straight out of 1969 or 1967. Like, again, if I had to date that thing, I'd date it somewhere around 68 to 72, somewhere around there. Probably more like 68 if I had to guess. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe. Anything you do helps, and I'll see you in the next video.